Hi Hugh, my name is Daphne. I'm one of the essay correctors here at IeltsPodcast.com. Thanks for sending in your essay for correction. I saw here you took it in October. Okay, writing 5.5. And you find speaking the hardest. Why are you taking it? Okay, so some nice results there, but you probably need to get that writing a bit higher, don't you? So let's have a look at this. You don't need to write so much for this. You've written 191. You can stop at 170. Save your effort for the task 2, which has more marks. So this is studying at university between 2 years, 5-year period, 2009, 2014. Okay, so I'm having a quick look at this like you would. So not much change. Well, no change there. Not much change there. Significant change here. Not much there. So overall numbers are higher. Let's have a look. The proportion of international student enrollment of 10 British universities was illustrated in the above graph. Okay, yeah, you've gone was illustrated. You can just go is illustrated. Yeah, you don't need to go past tense there. Almost all universities showed a higher international student enrollment. Good. Nice overall sentence there. Liverpool University, just one, was the only one UK university which maintains a stable international enrollment. Very nice. Moreover, only Cardiff displayed a decrease in enrollment. Okay, all right. You don't need moreover. For me, that's more of a task 2, but okay, that's really nice. Among having increased British universities, Brighton University keep the highest international students whenever. Okay, I just simplify this. So Brighton boasted is quite nice. The highest overall number of students throughout the period, or in the 2 years. Sorry, in the 2 years given, maybe that better. 2 years given. Whereas, or while, or something. So you need a connecting word. Don't use moreover again. Use a nice connecting word like while. So I'm putting those in my suggestions. While Birmingham owned, you can't own the largest increase, but you could register or recorded. These are all really useful verbs. Write them all down if you don't know them. Recorded the largest increment of international. Yeah, okay. So 4% was the largest, was it? Is this percentage? I don't have the whole picture. Is that all you're given? That might not be percentage. If it doesn't say percentage, you're assuming it could be 500,000. Do we know what it is? That I can't see the units, but if you know, then obviously make sure you show the examiner that you know what the units are. Okay? Because it looks to me like that is a pretty big jump as well. You've noted that, but that also looks quite big. So just careful we're on the right thing. As a result, Birmingham became the university having the second highest. Okay. I don't think you need that because you need to mention everybody. So I don't think you need that. This is too much blah, 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 blah. Go in there with the point. Huddersfield, yeah, and Cardiff displayed this. So you've got a lot of extra words and I want a bit more substance. I want more numbers in here rather than just the words. So Huddersfield, as a result of the rise. Yeah, I think you're being too complicated here. Just tell me a bit more about what you can see. So you've talked about Birmingham and you want to talk about Huddersfield and Cardiff. So Huddersfield and Cardiff both had the lowest numbers of students in total, yeah? And you could then say, whereas in 2014, Cardiff recorded 3% or 30,000, I don't know what it is, students. Cardiff in the same year registered only 1.5. So contrast these, yeah, and then in contrast, yeah. So you could contrast those two. So you need to talk about absolutely everything. Make sure you do that. Additionally, Glasgow gained the same. Okay, I think I want a little bit more detail. So more detail and less extra words. And really nice words to use is in contrast, while, whereas. These are all nice words to connect your sentences together. Okay, so all of this we talk about on the course. So it's okay, your answer, but for me there's not enough content in there. I want you to group some of these places, and then I want you to compare. So you're kind of comparing, but we want a bit more. Okay. Let's have a look. Some people who have been in prison become good citizens later, and it's argued these people are the best. This is the most important word, the best people to talk to teenagers about the dangers of committing a crime. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Okay, let's have a look. The legislation education of teenager is quite significant for our society. While some people stated the best person to educate a teenager is the good citizens after experiencing the life in prison. I totally agree. Okay. Ooh, okay. The legislation education. What do you mean, the legislation education? So what do you mean by that? Is quite significant. You have to go, is quite significant. Is quite significant problem? Or quite significant issue, maybe? So in which case you could have A. Well, some people stated the best people to educate, that's a verb, teenagers about crime. It's not educate them in everything, it's educate them about crime, yeah? Is the good citizens after experiencing life in prison. Okay, those who have recently been released from prison. So I think you understand the idea, but the language, the grammar is a little bit problematic. I totally agree. Okay, and then you want to have a nice sentence saying this essay will discuss. So I can see already Ben's course, the sentence guide course, would really, really help you. The sentence guide shows you exactly, sentence by sentence, how to put these essays together. So how to get a really nice organization, and I think that's what might help you. So firstly, these people could share their personal experience to inform and warn teenagers about committing a crime. Good. Discrimination is hard to avoid around these people. They generally get in trouble in seeking an occupation or making friends because of the experience in prison. So who are these people? Who do you mean? I love this. Discrimination is hard to avoid, but who do you mean? And who is they? Get in trouble in seeking an occupation or making friends because of the experience in prison. So they get into trouble after prison? They could share their life after being released from prison. It's easy for teenagers to understand that how these people need to pay for than understand. Maybe you mean understand how challenging the return to normality would be after prison, and that therefore so sharing experiences could be a deterrent. We need to get into this idea, Hugh, of it being a deterrent. So if you go back to your question, it's a difficult question, I completely agree. It's a super hard question. But we need to get back to this idea of the best people to talk to teenagers about the dangers of committing a crime. So they would go to your school or go to your university and tell you why it's a bad idea to go to prison. So this idea of deterrent, okay? These teenagers can talk to you deeply realize, yeah, absolutely. So Now, are they the best? Don't forget that part of the question. It's usually economical and saves. Yeah, okay. So you could say, while hiring people, yeah, okay, they may not always be the best. You've got to get this idea of best people, yeah, to explain prison life. Somehow you've got to get in this idea about the best, or you can't score a high grade here. Legislation, education, so we don't call it that. We would talk about avoiding crime. Inviting a police officer, yeah, good. Busy police officers have to put the work on their hands. Put their work on hold, maybe? Pause their work. These police officers owning an abundant experience. Okay, I kind of get what you're saying. It's the words you're using in English that this organization of the sentence is a little bit difficult, but don't worry, Hugh, we can work on this. And when the hiring price may become a burden. Okay, just simply, it may be very expensive. Yeah, it may be expensive. So, a newly released, we would say inmate, may be not only a more real, but a cheaper option for schools. Yeah. So we have to have somewhere decide that works. In summary, I'm going to say this isn't economical. Yeah. So you've got to get this idea about the best. Okay. So there's lots of good things in there. There's a little bit of confusion about the organization of the paragraphs, a little bit of confusion on the grammar, and the just the sentence structure, which I think we need to look at here if you're going to get up to a good grade. What are you aiming for? That would be helpful to know. And if you have time, I strongly suggest you look at Ben's essay guide, sentence writing guide, because that will really, really help you. I think it's difficult to move forward just writing essays without some help as well. Okay, but well done, Hugh. Thank you.